All developers are using AI nowadays, but the prompts of senior developers are completely different from prompts of beginners. This is why by the end of this video you will learn how to write better prompts so you get better results with your AI. If you ever saw how junior developers are using AI, it is completely different from senior developers. The typical code from junior developer will be like this. They simply write me the bounce function in TypeScript. You might get a correct answer, but typically your answer won't be perfect for your code base. You need to write much more text and describe the feature fully. Like for example, I'm building a search input component in React and TypeScript. It is important for AI because it needs either to parse your files, or if you're using a free version of some chat, for example, you need to realistically specify what framework you are using and what you are solving. Additionally, you define a problem. That component hits API with every click, and we need to debounce that. And we're writing that we want to use a custom hook for a usable logic, so it won't just throw the debounce function inside the component. And additionally, it is important to either show a piece of code that you have or how you are writing your code. Like for example, the API call is inside a use effect. So basically here we defined what we wanted to do, not just do something. And this is a huge difference. The next piece that a lot of people are missing are constraints. Especially when developers are using AI in their project, they are writing the least amount of words possible. Like for example, write a function to fetch user data. They assume that AI will find a user interface and write a perfect function for their scenario. But it makes a lot of sense to invest more time in writing your prompt. Realistically, really often, it might be for senior developer that writing a good prompt takes the same time as implementing the feature or fixing a bug. So in this case here, we need a function fetch user, we already specified a good name, and we're writing our requirements. We're using native API, no Axios. We want to return this specific typed user profile. We specify that we want to throw an error, and we explicitly said that it must match the existing pattern in our code base. And this is extremely important because really often, even when reading the code base, AI will simply throw some solution, like maybe using useEffect to fetch data, when inside your React application you are using useQuery. So it is important for AI to describe not only what you do, but also what you don't do. The next important point is to ask AI for reasoning. You can write your prompt like this. For example, write a function that caches API responses in local storage. But realistically, you have no idea what AI will propose to you, and then you will spend more time to write new prompt and specify additional requirements. What we can do instead, if we are not sure how to implement it, we can tell it to write a function to cache API responses, but also write our own questions. Like for example, even it proposes some code, you can ask, okay, what are trade-offs in using local storage versus in-memory caching? Or what edge cases can break this logic? Or really great one, is there anything in this approach that you will flag in the code review? And this really validates that the code that you are getting from AI is solid and doesn't have any bugs. And this is exactly what a lot of people are doing. They just copy-paste the code from AI and they are running it to check if it works. But the great step before is to simply ask AI if the code covers all edge cases or if there are some red flags in the code that it produced. And this is exactly what we are doing in my middle to senior front-end bootcamp. We plan architecture on our own from start to the end, we cover all our application with tests, and we think about performance beforehand. Another way of using AI that can help you a lot is to break a feature in different pieces and then implement them one by one. It typically works much better than just throwing a huge prompt to the AI. Obviously, you can write something like this. We need a TypeScript React component with a data table, sorting, filtering, pagination, loading states, error handling, and tests. Yes, you will get some outcome, but it won't be really how you imagined it, because you never specified how you want it to look. What you can do instead is just implement it in steps. Like for example, step 1, I need a data table React component in TypeScript. Let's just implement props interface and component signature. No implementation is needed yet, but it needs to support sortable columns, external data loading, and so on. So we're just creating an empty component with props. If you see that it generated it correctly, the second step would be, now let's implement the component body, just render logic and Bayesian sorting without any pagination. And if it did it correctly, then you're asking, okay, now let's set pagination, we need two parent controls, current page and total count, and we simply emit on page change. This is extremely important. You are telling it what to do, but you plan your code yourself and how your components fit in the overall architecture. And the last step is also important. We need to review our code, because it is not enough to simply generate something and check that it is working. You can simply ask AI, what do you think about our code? What should we change? And typically you will get some really nice suggestions from AI about the code that it generated for you. So basically you're working with AI can mirror how senior developer is working. We simply split our feature in slices and then we're doing them one by one with full control. Another great way to use AI is to use it as a reviewer. You can take any piece of code of your codebase and just ask AI to review it. Like for example here we have use form validation with some logic, and just imagine it was written by other developer. So we can ask AI what would senior developer criticize about this code, what edge cases I'm missing here, and is this production ready or not. It will give you really great answers for that. So essentially you are getting a free code review, and you can do it even better when you throw the same code written by one AI to other AI, like for example between Codex and Claude. And when you are asking AI to generate some code, it is extremely important to ask it for all possible scenarios, at least for a loading and an error state. When you're asking AI to write a function to upload a file to S3, it will make it as small as possible. This is much better. We not only ask to create a file, but also write that we need a loading, error and success state inside the component. We need to validate our input with the image type and file size. There should be an error handling. So you need to ask about these things beforehand. You should not just think about implementing a feature, you should think how to make it unbreakable. And here are some red flags that can help you while working with AI. When you see that your output is too generic. For example, when it doesn't follow rules that you have in your codebase, it means that your prompt was too generic and it didn't tell it explicitly what rules to use. Second problem is when you are editing more code that you are using from AI. It means that you left too many gaps in your prompt and then you need to fix it afterwards yourself. The next one is extremely important. You can't tell why AI did some decision. Again, AI doesn't do any decisions for you. You are a developer and you are responsible for your code. If you don't understand something from the code that AI produced, you must ask AI to explain it to you. You must be 100% sure about all code that AI produced. And the last red flag to remember, the output is too big and unfocused. It is typically happening when you want AI to implement the huge feature all at once without breaking it, and then it produces hundreds of files which you can't review and you can't support. And then you are simply asking it to regenerate it again and again, trying to get a better result. It simply doesn't work. You need to split it in smaller chunks. So yes, we have AI nowadays on the market, but seniors are still needed. If you're serious about becoming a senior, but you just lack some guidance, check my middle to senior frontend bootcamp, where I cover all topics that senior must know. You can find the link to it under the video.